Oh, I love kitsch. I grew up with kitsch. My mother had a lot of kitsch when we were in Belgium and also in Boyle Heights. And throughout my life with her, living with her, she had actually good pieces and wonderful kitsch pieces too. English bone china that she collected, and Japanese dolls that people bought from Japan for her. Oh, it's oil pastel and underdrawing on the canvas, because what I do is I draw directly first with oil pastel onto the canvas, and then it changes as I work on it. This piece is a self-portrait of when I was a teenage actress, and I love cats. I love porcelain objects of animals, and I incorporate them into my work. This is an early series of the collages and assemblage pieces that I did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with a found cat from a thrift shop, and I painted and embellished the cat and then included my parents and my brother. My parents were Holocaust survivors, so it's an homage to them. It's a Holocaust piece. There she is. She's awake now. Good morning, Ashes. Good morning, sweetie pie. Hi. She likes the camera, actually. So I met Ashes when she was 16 years old in a no-kill shelter. She had been caged for 2 years. Nobody wanted her. And her prior first owner surrendered her at 14 because she became too old. Can you imagine? And she had had her declawed. So Ashes was going really crazy, I heard from the people at the shelter. She's very photogenic. Yeah, I'm gonna rest now. This one is an homage to ancient Egyptian cats, and I got the cat postcard that I embellished as part of it with the collage from the Egyptische Museum in Berlin. And I collected the cat and the poodle that I got in flow marks. So they got really dusty, but I kind of like the dust part in it because they look lived in. They were very slick and clean when I first made the series. And this one was made in the early 1990s. This is a more recent self-portrait painting collage assemblage, and it has a price tag on it from the frame that I bought. I like incorporating old price tags from the thrift shops and flow marks. It incorporates a drawing that I made of an animal, a dog, and one of my cat. This is an homage of Nady, my first kitty, and Cashmere, which were tiger kitties. But it also has a feeling of Ashes, I believe, with a big-breasted girl, and she's 3D. If you wear 3D glasses, you can see her popping out of the painting collage. This painting collage is an homage to Rin Tin Tin, who was a TV star in the 40s and 50s. And it has an urn that I embellished into the painting collage, and then the porcelain doggy also, all vintage, with the plastic bones that I bought for this piece. When I was a child actress and singer, I was on the TV show Rocket to Stardom. It was a talent scout show. And I won a trophy when I was 12. So my mother collected trophies of my performances. And I've always loved dogs and cats and all kinds of animals. So this little doggy, this is a Chihuahua from Mexico. Then the ladies and gentlemen from the ladies and gentlemen bathroom that I collected, and plastic roses. And then my portrait It's from an acting picture of when I was about 12 years old, 12, 13, leaning against a tree in the painting collage. Look at her beautiful markings with the white fur around the back and the little tufts of white over here, and her beautiful pinky nose and her beautiful whiskers and eyebrow. It's so gorgeous. She's a beautiful kitty, very petite and delicate, but strong in her own way. She hardly weighs anything when I pick her up. And then her belly is like bunny rabbit fur. It's all white and soft. And this is more like tougher fur. My little girly whirly. I call her all kinds of names. And look, she looks like she's wearing eye makeup. I put eye makeup on eyeliner to go with hers. This portrait of me was done by Roger Marchut, who was a famous photographer who died years ago. And I incorporated this pin that my mother had that I inherited, and I included it in the painting collage with the poodle and another trophy. It's a bowling trophy. And I was a terrible bowler. I couldn't get the bowling ball into the aisle. It would always go into the gutter instead. So I was a big failure. I can't even say it correctly. I'm still traumatized all these years later. The documentary is about you, pretty girl. I made this series in the 1970s of Thai collages and movie stars and rock stars from my youth, and hand sewing with sequins and assemblage and collage, buying special objects for them. This is part of my self-portrait series involving also the Holocaust with a crossed-out swastika. So this one is about Ingrid Bergman, and in this in this collage, she reminds me a little bit of my mother, because my mother, they had a similar look at this time of their lives in the 1940s. Oh, I love the way she does that. My other cats would do that too. They would mimic me, because I would put my hand over my eyes to shield them, and they learned how to do that. She learned how to do it too. Isn't that funny?
City, which I have on VHS, dubbed into German. Oh wow! I could not get the English version. May 1971 is called.
I remember this, going to the corner grocery store and buying these candy buttons, and then you'd pick them off and eat them when I was a child, when we first came from Belgium. So I remember all these candies. It's incredible. And Turkish taffy.
It's okay, I deserve it.
I remember, of course, all these lifesavers. Oh, and the stallion bubblegum. Oh my God, Roundup. Oh, I love those clocks up there. 1930s. Oh, how beautiful. The Texaco and the clown. It's so wonderful. I feel like a child all over again. Oh, everything is so kitschy, beautiful. And look at this beautiful little bird. The horses are great too. Oh, wiener dogs. I had a wiener dog. That's cute. Wonderful wiener dogs. Judicat. How cute.
Is this a teapot? And
Yes, with a little spout.
who would have the idea to make something like this where the
But
liquid comes out of the paw?
It kind of reminds me of Japanese kitties. Oh, I like this guy too. Oh. I'm in love with that. That's a nice skull too. Oh, I like him too. I love him. With the salt and pepper and the sombrero. That one's beautiful. Oh, that's a great kitty. I love that kitty. This one, isn't that great? Oh, that's a great horse. I like that saddle too. Oh, I like this Batman. It's pretty great.
I only noticed now the sticker, a most acceptable gift for any occasion. I like that very much.
I do too. I'm keeping it in there with the price tag and everything.
And if you look at the box, it seems to be pretty old actually.
Yeah, I know. I like this guy too.
Do you want it?
Yeah, I might get it too. I don't know if I'd
Funny.
ever use it.
Will
but-
you unpack him? Or
No, I would leave him just like... See, I like packaged pieces too.
Yeah. It look
Hello, hi. Hi, I'm Simone.
You learned German in the Mojave Desert here, and now today you came along.
It's kind of like fate, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we met what, 3 weeks ago or so at the festival.
And we became instant friends.
And that-
Instantly.
It was wonderful.
I know, it was... In Yiddish, or Hebrew, it's called Beshet.
What does that mean?
It's one of the few words that I know. Fate.
Ah.
What I find so interesting is the fact that you drive all the way through the desert and you come upon Randsburg, and in the middle of Randsburg you walk through the door into Roger's space, and it's this amazing museum steeped with history, local history, but at the same time it's this work of art. You go in the next room and there's his workshop where his painted signs are and all the automatons and so on. And they're works of art, but they're living works of art.
Oh, I love Roger's art, and we watched his movies, which were really funny and really wonderful. I love all the signage and the sculptures that he made and that they move, and they're kinetic. They're really incredible. This is a gorgeous space. Really, I'm so impressed. And I'm impressed with Roger, and we were taking German lessons together on his computer. That was really fun. Struggling, but he's doing really good. His German is much better than mine, but it's educational. It's certainly, and he wrote down the site for me so I can go home and practice. And being in this little ghost town is incredible too, as part of it. And I'm just so impressed. And then over here, there's a Singer's sewing machine from my childhood, with my father working on the treadle, sewing. He did that for so many years while smoking Marlboros. And he had his little office in the bedroom where he made alterations and made ladies' and men's and coats and suits and patterns from scratch. So to see that over there, it just really takes me back to my childhood and growing up years with my family. I have that cat and dog right there, the salt and pepper shaker. I use them in one of my early collages that I have at home, early self-portraits, but mine are all dusty. I like this little Fido over here too. Oh, look at them, 1940s can-can girls.
You've had a great career so far as a visual artist, also as an actress, which I find so nice, how you have these two fields.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they work well for me because I make my art every day for exhibitions, and then there's the last minute auditions through my agents, and it's a lot of schlepping and memorizing.
But it's nice.
It works.
Keeps you active.
And it keeps me active. Bonne journée, bonne soirée.